He's playing today, so I'm going to look now.
Yes, let's do it.
All right. Gravecrawler, Carrion Feeder, Bloodghast, two Blood Artist, Tidehollow Scholar, Viscera Seer, and Geralf's Messenger. Then we have Cabal Therapy, Thoughtseize, Goblin Bombardment, Tragic Slip, Faithless Looting, and a full set of Lingering Souls. So it's Walking Dead is the name we've given to it. Though to be fair, there are no Walking Dead in the deck. Or is it Walking Corpse? What's the Grizzly Bear from Innistrad?
Walking Corpse?
Walking Corpse. Okay, so we can call this Walking Dead.
See, it's unusual to me that a Walking Corpse and a bear would trade.
Which one would you? What's it a corpse of?
What?
What's it a corpse of?
Well, it's a human corpse. Right?
Okay.
It's like a rotting person walking around.
You don't know how strong the undead are.
Yeah, I guess.
I mean, I've watched enough zombie movies to know that the undead are certainly stronger than the living. I mean, I wouldn't want to get into a fist fight with a zombie. I don't know if a bear would want to get into a fist fight with a zombie.
I don't know. As a bear,
okay,
I can say confidently that we need to talk to Brad Nelson. We need a real bear so we can ask him.
Okay.
So we have Sam Black here on the left, a member of Star City Black.
Yes, not named after him though. Though he is on Star City Black. All right. Turn one. Ronnie Ritner's playing countertop. Let's see. What's in Ritner's deck? Well, let's see. He has with a Mystery Enforcement play, he has Plains, Flooded Strand in play, Brainstorm, Force of Will, Swords to Plowshares, and Entreat the Angels. So he has how many Entreats are in his deck?
3.
Any other Miracle cards?
Terminus.
Okay, 4 Terminus, 3 Entreat the Angels. So is this the next evolution of Countertop?
Perhaps. I mean, Terminus with Sensei Top is really good. You can just keep a Terminus on the top of your deck like forever.
Ritner opted not to hide cards with Brainstorm in response to that Thoughtseize, but I found a little interesting.
That is interesting.
And Sam took the Brainstorm, which means Entreat the Angels is kind of a dead card until Ronnie finds another Brainstorm. There was no way to hide the Entreat the Angels in a really meaningful sort of way, but so Ronnie will play a second fetch land and say go. Sam is going to Thoughtseize him again, playing a Badlands. He's seen now 2 Swords to Plowshares, Entreat, Force of Will, Plains. And Sam in his hand actually has a 3rd Thoughtseize.
So you can take both swords, and then his hand just has like a Carrion Feeder.
Yeah.
And then he could actually just lose to Sarah Angel mode.
Yes, he could lose to so he's going to take the Entreat the Angels. If Sam has a Carrion Feeder in hand, Swords to Plowshares is not much of a threat. Really, Ronnie Ritner's hand has become rather puny at the moment. So I wanted to go over, last round we had 8 undefeated players left in the tournament. There should be 4 now. We'll get to these. So we had Jerry Thompson, Nils Tolpengrud, Adam Kai, Brian Voss, Shaheen Sarani, Chris Anderson, Jeff Hoogland, and Michael Hetrick at undefeated. We had Sam Davis and Jim Davis were not undefeated. They both had a draw. But I guess undefeated is still the correct term. But so at least 4 of them still undefeated right now. We'll get back to when we know more about who we have in the current undefeated bracket.
Ooh, Ronnie draws a V-Click. That's pretty awesome.
V-Click seems very good right now. And Sam's going to Thoughtseize him, and if I was Ronnie, I think you V-Click in response to this.
Yes.
Ronnie's going to, so... Sam drops down to 14. I think our life totals are switched here right now. So we have Ronnie at 18, Sam at 14. Yeah, V-Click here will be very good. The question is, who would you V-Click?
I mean, don't you just take it... The way Sam has been playing makes it seem like your Swords Plowshares are dead, so you think you V-Click yourself, put a Swords Plowshares on the bottom. But people don't V-Click themselves enough.
Right.
Usually target yourself.
I mean, especially when the 3 cards in your hand are as bad as this, there is a little bit of unknown... Okay, he's going to go with Sam. Sculler, Carrion Feeder, and Bloodstained Mire. Yeah, I think the danger is I think this V-Click is stronger when it was done to himself. You're right, though. People really don't do that enough. So he opted to let Sam keep all 3 cards?
Yep.
Okay.
Now, Sam does have the... Sam going to 13 there. Correct,
Sam goes
Neverending
to
Catacombs.
Yep.
Going to cast Tide Hollow Scholar, which could just get swords, but he at least makes his opponent pay the mana for swords and gets to gain the 2.
Right.
And then Ronnie only has a Force of Will in hand and the Vendilion Click in play. And then all Sam has to do is beat a Vendilion Click.
Right. Which, to be fair, so Sam's he has 4 Lingering Souls as really his only removal spells. He does have 2 Blood Artist in his deck, so he's going to play Carrion Feeder. Right, he's going to play Carrion Feeder post-combat. If you're Ronnie, you almost want to just swords the Carrion Feeder. Carrion Feeder does allow, there's the neat trick with Tide Hollow Scholar, where you can permanently exile a card from his hand if you wish to.
I mean, it's just a Castigate that gives your guy
it's a
+1/+1.
Castigate.
It's a Castigate with
He'll just swords
and a
it, though.
Johnny. A new Johnny
Right.
+1. Ooh.
Alright. So Sam will go back up to 11. Yeah, really though, Sam, and okay, and that's a beautiful draw right there.
Yeah. This Tide Hollow
And
Scholar,
Tide Scholar is going to eat, I imagine it's going to eat Swords to Plowshares. Yep. And next, Sam's last card in hand, remember, is Lingering Souls here, which is just fantastic. Sam will play a fetch on and say go. Probably not crack that fetch unless he absolutely has to. He has to make sure he doesn't lose this race. Ronnie Ritner has a 4th land in hand. So if he plays the 4th land, then Sam now has a green light for casting spells now.
Yeah. And
because he knows the card.
I think Sam is just super far ahead at this point. This Lingering Souls gets cast.
Yep. I mean, remember, we're always 1 Entreat the Angels away from changing that.
That's true.
Miracle.
That's one of the reasons why Ronnie has to keep playing those lands.
Yeah. I mean, Terminus is good here too. Not as good as Entreat, but... Alright, 2 Force of Wills now. He has the ability to counter a spell. He'll say go. I think Ronnie's hoping for a miracle at this point.
Quite literally.
I do like
hoping
getting
for a
to say
miracle.
that.
Yeah, it's pretty sweet that you get to say that.
He's hoping for a miracle.
Ooh, Sam. Oh my goodness.
Jesus, what did he draw? Yes.
Ball Therapy.
Oh my.
Yeah, Ronnie's saying it's Force, right?
If you draw Therapy, you know what happens is you actually just let him take them both. That way you don't lose a life. It's very tragic. Alright, so he's going to force pitching Force. At that point, if Sam drew the Therapy, he's probably kicking himself a little bit.
Yeah. Sam perhaps should have Therapy before the...
Yes.
Sam flying to 7 here. It needs to kill Ronnie before Ronnie draws a miracle.
Mm-hmm.
It's important.
The problem is that he can't swing too much yet, because if he swings 2 spirits, then he's racing 4 on 3, which he actually loses that race. If he swings 1 spirit, well, then he has Ronnie on a 16-turn clock. So Sam, and if he swings just the Sculler and a spirit, well, then Ronnie gets, they do trade, but Ronnie gets the swords back. So Bloodghast will come down for Sam, and that will make the racing possible now. So now pressure's on for Ronnie to draw something good. Alright, well, he's drawn something.
Has he?
I think so, yeah. Oh, no, he hasn't. Ah,
Yeah,
well, there we go. Alright.
There was a lot
Silly
of...
me.
that was too much for it to be something.
guess I can't do that. I guess I can't do that read very well without the face. Well, anyway.
You gotta master the read from above people.
Read from above you. That's the hand language, which is important.
Okay, now time to...
Alright, Goblin Bombardment comes down for Sam. This is a card that seems very interesting, and he's gonna... Yes, alright. Time to swing all out.
Yeah,
Shoots down the V-click. So Ronnie goes to 10. No, 11. It'll take 2 turns, and then Sam should be able to kill him.
Yep.
He's going to cast Oblivion Ring. Alright, Sam's still having that dead Therapy in his hand. Oblivion Ring will target the Goblin Bombardment. That's probably fine. If Sam had a land, he probably would have sacked Bloodghast at that point, but he didn't, so he's just going to go as is. Crashes in for 5. Ronnie goes to 4 life. He has one more turn to entreat some angels. And more Lingering Souls from Sam. Even your angels won't save you now. No, actually, they still would, but it'd be very
Yeah,
close.
the angels will save you, but...
Top?
Ooh.
That would not...
No, the top can save him, because he can top into a terminus and then flip it.
Yep, he's going
speed.
So the question is, do you spin the top first to hope? To make sure you hit... Yeah, I think you spin the top here.
Yeah, you want to try to find a terminus.
Find a terminus here, so it's on your opponent's turn. And
Finds
there it
one.
is.
Yep.
Okay, still in it. Excellent. All right. And that will...
And
he gets
puts
the
them on the
swords
bottom,
back.
right?
Yeah,
Or exiles
that's
them?
really... No, puts on the bottom. It's really strong here. Terminus. Yep, the miracle card there really saving him. He's going to Cabal Therapy, naming swords. And then bring back 2 Lingering Souls. So Sam's still on Ronnie's still on a little bit of a clock. 2-turn clock now. But... And he does have a Brainstorm to draw, which we knew about. Well, he has a top to draw, but he has a Brainstorm in his top 3. So he'll get 1 turn. If he keeps his fetch land, he can go to 1. And he'll essentially get to see 6 cards. It's about as good as he can hope for, I think.
I do think that's the best he can do.
Alright, Sam swings Ronnie Ritner down to 2.
And, it's one of the really cool things about Terminus and Legacy is with Sensei Top, you don't have to ever really draw the Terminus. You just leave it on the top with your Sensei Top, or you can Brainstorm it to the top, and then you just have these, 2-mana instant speed Wraths in your deck.
Interesting. On end step, Ronnie did not spin the top, though he could have. So he's missing
You already need
one.
the top 3 cards, I
He
suppose.
only need the top 2.
Oh, did he?
Because he cast the Terminus. Yeah, he only knew the top 2. He knew land.
Well, when he recast the top, he spent it.
Did he?
Yeah.
Okay.
Like main face.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Never mind then. Apologies.
Which, is fine. I think you'd rather just spin it main face, right?
Yeah, because then you save
And
yourself
that's
the
fine.
mana. Or in case there's a really sweet play there.
Yeah, there could just be a... an entreat on top, and you could just, entreat for 2.
Right. So he's going to Brainstorm here. See if he has Spell Pierce, land. Alright, and that's not going to do it.
That's it.
Sam gets game 1.
It's actually a little strange, though, because did you see what he just did there?
What do you mean?
Brainstormed, but then he didn't put the cards back and then spin the top.
Players in the
'cause
standard
he
challenge.
would have gotten to see another
Your
card.
pairings
That's
for
true.
round number 2 are posted.
But that card could have been a
It
terminus.
could have been a Terminus. Alright.
The card could, right? And he's
It
played
is.
4 of it.
Yes. Well, we won't know. Okay.
You'll never know.
Probably was not a Terminus. But you... Alright.
Probably not, but it also no.
So, counterbalance seems the countertop strategy in general, I'm not too thrilled about in this matchup. A lot of, I guess to be fair, lots of Sam's cards do cost 1 and 2, so it's a very potent thing. But a lot of them also come out of the graveyard. You can Bloodghast Grave Crawlers into play.
Sam's deck does some really cool stuff. That game we kind of watched it just kind of do nothing. He just cast a bunch of discard spells and then
Right.
turtled.
And then finally played a thing or 2 here, and then...
Yeah, get some 1-power things on the table, and then played a Goblin Bombardment and got an Oblivion Ring. Didn't activate it,
Yeah.
and then his opponent died. Yeah, Ronnie did as much as he could that game. He used a lot of spells. So even though it seemed like Sam's deck did pretty much nothing and almost died, it
really did take apart the counterbalance deck, it left it as just a stack of some 1-for-1 removal spells. So what Sam will probably look for in here is he has 2 Dark Confidants in his deck, and I imagine that those will come in. He does have 3 Disenchants. So...
He's not playing Dark Confidant in the main deck?
No, Dark Confidant he has 2 of in the board. So,
I mean, his deck is actually pretty different than
as we talked about a little bit before, Sam Black is a pretty well-known deck designer. A couple things to his name, he is a finalist, and he was on the U.S. national team in 2008. That was one with him, Michael Jacob, and Paul Cheon that ended up becoming world champions. He also made it into the top 4 at Pro Tour Philadelphia and top 8 at Grand Prix Gothenburg in 2010. So,
Sam
a bunch
is
of good finishes.
playing for a while. Another thing, Sam's actually his biggest prize winning ever was not any of those
He was
tournaments.
winning a car.
He won a car at Worlds one year. They had a promotional tournament where you could qualify at your local game store and then go to New York to play in this thing.
I remember
if you
that.
wanted
I was
to.
inspired by that. Next year, I qualified for the Win Gold tournament, which they had next year in Memphis. You're competing for Brick of Gold, which I did not walk away with the Brick of Gold. I don't actually remember who won that tournament. If anyone knows that, you can feel free to tweet it at us.
It was actually pretty funny because the car tournament, you could either take the car or $25,000.
Did he take the car or $25,000?
No, he took $25,000. But it was very funny because I think that
What'd they do?
interviewed like so many people from that tournament asking if they would take the car or the $25,000, and they couldn't find a single person who was saying they would take the car because it was a car that was covered in magic art.
That's great. So what happened to the car?
And I don't know, but they interviewed who was it? Like, it was some Japanese player, and all he would talk about was how badly he wanted the car.
Doesn't that just make you hope that guy wins?
You definitely want to
run
win
the car.
You want Wizards
probably not even the right size.
Send that car to Japan so that he can drive on the wrong side with it. Well, it's like, you know what I mean? Like, his steering wheel will be on the wrong side, right? Or in Japan, are they on the same side?
I think they're on the same side as us.
Are they?
I don't remember. I was there, but I don't remember. I didn't drive. No one drives.
You know what? You're right. They are on the same side.
They're on
as
the
us.
same side as us.
I've been there too.
Yeah.
All right. Normally, when I go other places, they're on the other side. So I just
Right.
assume that most people are on the other side.
So okay, Rod.
They at least use the metric system.
Let's look.
Let's look close enough to driving on the other side of the road.
Let's look over at Ronnie's deck. So, how do you deal with the zombies deck out of counterbalance?
So I mean, Sam does have a lot of like 1-drops. The counterbalance lock is decent against him. The problem is that these counterbalance decks don't really have 3-drops except for V-Click, and Lingering Souls is very good against them. So that's really Sam's main path, is to kind of dodge the entreat. And looking at Sam's board, does he really have stuff to fix this problem?
This is the last call for open
Counterbalance, you mean? He has 3 disenchants.
Do you even bring those in though?
Well, that's the question. There certainly is. I imagine since they're here, like, what else would they be for? They could be for. We'll see if he brings them in. I guess they could be for a show, like a sneak attack deck.
Or like
But
moat?
that wouldn't work. Yeah, moat. Yeah, it wouldn't work at all against sneak attack. I'm not. Well, Sam anyway. Off to turn 1 Gravecrawler.
Pretty good for him.
Yeah,
And
it's gotta be his
Gravecrawler
best 1-drop.
is very strong, especially against a countertop-like strategy, because even if they have a seminal countertop, you can still return your Gravecrawlers back to play.
Right. So, well, to be fair, you're still casting them, so as long as he has to keep a 1 on top the whole game. All right, well, the Gravecrawler will get swords. Sam will jump to 22. Right. So, swords one of the exiling, obviously a very good answer for Gravecrawler. Sam will follow up on a bad lands and go with a Carrion Feeder and pair it up with a Gravecrawler. Can't get his other Gravecrawler back, but this Gravecrawler shouldn't get sorted because he can sack it. Carrion Feeder, remember, is also a zombie, so this is a very big Carrion Feeder right now, if you would like it to be.
You can become a big Carrion Feeder very fast.
Yes. Ronnie spins top. He sees 2 counterbalances there. It's a little late for the counter lock. We'll see. He does have a second line, so he'll put it down, though. That will stop if he has a 1 on top, which he does not. Sam doesn't know that. It will stop Sam from recurring a bunch of Gravecrawlers here.
Well, no, it doesn't. You don't cast it from your graveyard.
No, it does. It says Gravecrawler,
you
you mean
cast
that
it.
you are casting Gravecrawler
Ah.
from your graveyard.
Okay.
So yeah, a counterbalance on 1 will still stop that part of it. On the other hand, Sam also has just a terminate in hand, and Major 2 should just attempt to terminate the counterbalance. Remember, Ronnie has another Swords in hand, he has a Brainstorm, he has another Counterbalance on the top of his deck. But overall, he's, you know, this is where he wants to be. Minus
having
the
counter
board.
on top assembled this early is pretty good.
So Sam's going to Vindicate it. The joke's kind of on Sam. Ronnie's next draw is another Counterbalance.
Yeah, not the best thing for Sam in this spot.
And he has also a Relic of Progenitus in hand, which we will, he's going to save that and try to Swords. So Ronnie had a healthy 17 life.
Sam now cracking again for 3.
Yep. And he'll cast Therapy, targeting Ronnie. See if Ronnie has any response. Yeah, I'll probably respond with the attempt to... Let's promise being the top. Sam here is going to... Alright, so... Does not find a 1 on top. The danger there is if he did... I don't know, that was a very dangerous spin. Now that Ronnie didn't find... Well, he can always... He can put top on top to counter the 1. Which is, I think, what he'll do here. He can't really afford to... If Sam Therapy is naming Swords, that's very dangerous for Ronnie.
Yeah, so for those of you who are unaware, Counterbalance is an enchantment from Cold Snap. It costs blue, and whenever an opponent plays a spell, you may reveal a top card of your library. If you do, you counter that spell if it has the same converted mana cost.
Yeah, it's pretty much the backbone of Ronnie's deck. The fact that Sensei's Divining Top, for 1 mana, will let you rearrange the top 3 cards of your deck, allows you to put any... Oftentimes counter most of the spells in your opponent's deck, especially any spell that costs 1, as Divining Top can add... For just tapping, can put itself on top of your deck.
Yeah, so Counterbalance with Sensei Top
Now,
can act as a chalice for
Ronnie
one just for
decided
your
to let
opponent.
Therapy resolve here.
Ooh.
Now, if I'm Sam, I will first of all
Sam,
be confused.
He first of all names Brainstorm.
He named Brainstorm, which is fine.
I'm really confused about
If I'm
Sam.
Sam, I would immediately go for it again, sacking Gravecrawl. Yeah, okay, Therapy again. Ronnie might be okay, all right, he's not going to let that happen. Sure. I mean, Sam's got to try his luck while he can. 1-drops aren't going to work particularly well here. So now that the path is cleared, maybe Sam has a chance to resolve a 2-mana spell.
He doesn't play many, but...
No. I'm almost wondering if he has a Blood Artist or something akin to that.
That would be good.
Goblin Bombardment. Okay.
Not the best here.
No, it's a lethal. Well, the problem is that Gravecrawler doesn't actually come back right now. So he'll recast top, play land, play Relic of Progenitus. Now, when Gravecrawler's in the graveyard, when you're attempting to cast it, they can crack the Relic in response, and the Gravecrawler is... I believe he's still in the graveyard? No, he becomes on the stack, correct? So you actually... Well, there is a moment you can do it. It's that if Sam attempts to sacrifice the Gravecrawler to anything, since sacrificing is part of the effect, there is a window where Ronnie will be able to nuke the Gravecrawler. But it's a little like of a high, you know... there's a little bit of finesse of when you have to do it, I guess.
At this point, Ronnie is looking for that Terminus again. But if he does flip the top for the Terminus...
I mean, Ronnie just needs any miracle. And I think, it seems to me like he'll get it. So he's going to try to Swords the Carrion Feeder, which... Alright, well, Sam will sack that to the Goblin Bombardment. Or he's just going to let it be sorted. Okay. I suppose it's about the same either way. Why not just take your life?
Yeah, I mean...
Sure.
Still an even number. Spun select total.
And Sam passes the turn. He's kind of running out of resource here. Ronnie's life total is still a little healthy for preference. For comfort, I suppose would be the word. Alright, Trinket Mage. Sure, that'll get another Divining Top. And unless he wants to get another Relic. He does have 3 Relic of Progenitus in the board. He could also get Pithing Needle if he boarded it in. He's up
Besides get Seed of the
Synod.
Synod. Yeah.
Alright, just more mana. That seems good.
I don't hate that at all. I like that, actually.
Well, the question is if it's better or worse than, say, a Relic of Progenitus. I think I might have preferred a relic there, or just something that cantripped.
Yeah. You can just cycle the relic.
Yeah. Either way, I don't think there are too many bad decisions here. I think Ronnie really has a grip on this game. So Sam's going to... Well, Gravecrawler's going to trade here, unfortunately for him. Alright, Bloodghast does not have haste yet. Sam almost certainly has a... I think he has a land as his last card. There are... Is that...
That's Entreat the Angels.
Entreat the Angels. Well, Entreat the Angels...
And Timely Reinforcements, actually.
What a beating. Alright. Yeah, probably, sure. He'll let him have the Bloodghast. He's feeling pretty good about this Entreat the Angels he has.
Yeah, I would be feeling pretty good about it, too.
Seems unlikely that Sam will be able to 12 him on the untap. Sam doesn't actually play as much straight burn, so he's going to Miracle Entreat for 3.
Yep, going to get 3
4
4 flyers.
And Sam will concede to that.
Yeah, Sam will say, alright, that's good enough.
Only 3. Psh.
Only 1.5 Broodmage Dragons. For less mana.
For less mana. Man, that card's on. That card is very good as a miracle.
That card is very, very, very good as a miracle. That's a card I imagine we'll see that card many times before it falls to the wayside.
No, probably. The card's very good. Alright, so moving to game 3, Sam's back on the play. As we kind of found, countertop is a little bit of a problem for him. The thing is that Sam has his creatures are all a little power toughness undercosted. So what's going to have to happen is that it's these explosive synergies that really carry his deck. The fact that, if he had the 1 mana up, he could essentially just start infinite pumping his carrion feeder. But he wasn't really able to do that because of the countertop. So I think countertop is probably more significant than first realized here.
I mean, Sam even got to pluck a Brainstorm basically for free.
Yeah.
But, yeah, at this point, I'm trying to think about how Sam could sideboard to make this better for himself.
Well, okay, so Sam, if he wants to, he can board in Disenchants. To be fair, he did destroy the first counterbalance, and it was the second one that did him in. But the thing is that Sam can't fight for too terribly long over counterbalances, because in the end, even just with fetch lands, divining tops, entreats, and terminus, Ronnie will win this race. So there's a certain part of me says that Sam just needs to kind of ignore the counterbalance and try to plow through it, as opposed to sitting back and attempting to answer. There is some elegance we liked in Sam's deck. Sam's deck, the count is 20-20-20 on lands, spells, creatures, which you notice here on the deck list sheet. It's a classic formula.
Classic formula. That's how they used to tell you to build your deck.
Yeah, 20 creatures, 20 spells,
when you wanna,
20 lands.
People were building their decks and deciding how many of each type of card to put in.
Yeah, that was
as it turns out,
that was the red.
Wasn't
that was the red deck philosophy, wasn't it?
That became the red deck philosophy later on. That was the every deck philosophy.
The every deck philosophy. See,
for the very beginning.
Even if I was playing Shivan Dragons, I would put 20-20-20. That's a fairly ambitious mana base for casting.
No,
Shivan
I
Dragon.
know. I remember going to tournaments way back when and having 23 lands in my deck that was full of 7 and 8 drops, and having some guy lecture me on how I'm playing too many lands.
The question is, were you casting your Shivan Dragons?
I only had 23 lands. I never got to cast them. I probably cut some lands because the guy who I thought was better than me told me to.
He's like, 23 lands. They're playing 3 too many.
20. I played a Shivan Dragon at a Pro Tour once. Constructed.
Really? So which Pro Tour was this?
Pro Tour Hollywood in 2008.
It's on the Charles Gindy one, right?
Gindy one. We had a single copy of Shivan Dragon in our sideboard because against we were playing a mid-rangey red-green deck, and against elves, they would sideboard out their spot removal that could kill it.
And that was the best dragon.
well, all of our lands could make red mana because of like Magus of the Moon and dual land stuff, and we just wanted to kill them because it flew and they had no way to block it. And we had primal commands.
I'm giving him, for those of you who can't see, I'm giving him a very skeptical look right now.
Yeah, no, it was awesome.
Okay.
I think like...
All right. Sam opens the game on up. Bloodstained Mire for Badland. Yeah.
It really was the best dragon. That type grade. There's a 1 in the sideboard.
And all right, so this is more like game 1 we're on the Thoughtseize plan here. So Ronnie Ritner has kept a hand of 2 miracles and countered the countertop combo. All right, so this hand is very awkward. Without the countertop part of it's very good. The other spells are terrible.
Yes, not good at all.
All right, there we go. All right, back with you. So I mean, it's either counterbalance or top. Sam gets to pick one. I think you take top here.
Yeah, I mean, then his hand is so
hand's,
little.
Yeah, his hand's very, very mediocre. Those are the spells. I mean, to be fair, it's 1 brainstorm away from being absurd.
Yeah.
Which is, I guess, part of his deck.
Yeah, I guess that's like the whole point of his deck. Kind
all right,
of.
therapy.
Anyways.
So Sam's going to turn to therapy him.
Counterbalance.
Naming counterbalance, and he has drawn.
Seed of the Senate.
No, it's the same. Right? Oh no, he drew Flooded Strand.
Oh yeah, I'm sorry.
All right, so he's drawing another one. So Ronnie Ritner's hand now actually has nothing in it. But Sam with no second land. Sam does have a surgical. Does look like he has a surgical extraction in his hand. Yeah,
It
that's
does look
correct.
like he has a surgical.
Well, still no more creatures, no more lands. But he's gonna. Maybe he doesn't need them. Ronnie Ritner will cast Fettergeist. All right, that's pretty good here.
Fettergeist is pretty nice.
Sam really still only 1 land away from doing some real damage. But the 1 land thing is really hindering him. The problem is that he may lose to Air Elemental or Cast Terminus. Or plays like this, which before you kind of would joke about, are now very real plays for Ronnie Ritner. Or, 7 mana, make 2 angels.
And that Fettergeist is pretty good.
Yeah, Sam,
What is that other card in Ronnie's hand? That blue card.
I'm not sure. I believe it's Trinket Mage.
Trinket Mage? Man, his draw steps were Fettergeist Trinket Mage?
Yes.
That's so sick.
It looks like Ronnie's going to be in the driver's seat here. I'm still, because now Trinket Mage getting top, I think will really kind of bury the game away for Ronnie. I still don't like the keep he made at all, but I think he's going to get away with it, as it were. And so he's going to, in response, surgical the top in response to the Trinket Mage, which I think is a must.
Yeah, you
so
have
Sam
to
will drop to 17. He really can't, because the problem is that top will find Ronnie a brainstorm, which will win Ronnie the game. Ronnie wins. Like, you have to just assume right now, Ronnie wins on brainstorm. I mean, yeah, he just wins on. I mean, he'll
Brainstorm.
he'll bury the entreat and then just win.
Yeah. He will put a Terminus on top of an retreat.
He might not even. He might just skip the Terminus part of it on this board.
That's true.
But yeah,
he has like an Air Elemental in play.
But the problem is that say Sam draws 3 lands here, like then brainstorm. He still loses to brainstorm because of the Terminus on top of entreat line. So he's got to beat him before brainstorm happens.
Sam removes all of the Sensei Tops from his opponent's deck and tosses his opponent the Relic of Progenitus. Just put it at the Trinket Mage on the stack. Hey, sometimes they forget. You don't always have to toss them that Relic.
Alright, so cast the Relic. Alright, Sam's drawing. Does he get there with the land? No. Yes. No? Yes, Verdant Catacombs. Yes, it looks like he has gotten there. So he's going to attack with both of them. Ronnie's going to take. Go to 15. Not the biggest fan of that. Even though I understand that he's ahead on damage, that's... Oh, I don't know. He's going to have to start paying for that Trinket Mage with mana, because, Fettergeist isn't actually just a straight 3/4 for 3. So, I think I would have liked to trade there. I mean, it does give Sam, maybe he's assuming that Sam doesn't have another land.
It does lock up your mana, though. That's kind of my issue. Like, why not just make the trade? Like, you force Sam's clearly stuck on one land, so you force that trade, you make him just cast on their Gravecrawler, which basically does nothing right
Sam
now.
has to think about therapying away the Entreat the Angels and the Terminus, which actually is a pretty good play if he can get away with it. Then all Sam has to do is race Fettergeist, which I think he can do. Alright. He's therapying himself, getting Bloodghast. Now he's going to bring back Bloodghast. Therapy away the Bloodghast. I think getting Entreat. No, he's probably going to. I don't know. We'll see whether he gets Entreat or Terminus here.
So, alright.
Getting Spell Pierce.
Decides to go with the Spell Pierce. Verdant Catacombs. Going to grab a Scrubland, which will bring this Bloodghast back to the battlefield. And Sam's hand is Lingering Souls, Dark Confidants. There'll be no other plays here. I don't think, unless he wants to just therapy some more. But then he'll actually lose the... Yeah, he can therapy again by getting rid of Gravecrawler and then recasting Gravecrawler, which I believe he'll do. Yeah, so now he'll probably, let's see, he's gonna grab the Entreat the Angels. So just a lone Terminus for Ronnie Ritner. He'll have Sam exile a card, that's fine. Oh, things are turning around. Ronnie, though, remember, he can be on the defensive here. Fettergeist is a really big wall. Yeah, I mean, even though it looks like Sam...
All right.
3-4 in the air is just really hard for Sam to deal with.
Ronnie has different plans, though. Sure he is. Counterbalance. He's put Sam down to 6. He wants to race. Which
it's an aggressive Ronnie.
Yeah, I mean, the problem is that Sam's playing... I don't like that play at all, of racing. Sam has Lingering Souls. Yeah, see? Alright. Alright, so you're gonna...
Ooh.
That was very clutch. That was pretty big there. Alright. And then he exile. Oh man.
What just happened?
Now, let's be fair, did we know that was there?
No.
No. I think that's a game-changing moment right there.
It's like a miracle that wasn't even a miracle card.
Yeah, that's a good way to put it. He's gonna Oblivion Ring it doesn't matter, the Gravecrawler. Sam's gonna need to draw another Lingering Souls here. And not have another O-Ring be on top of Ronnie's deck. He drew a Thoughtseize. So Sam will concede. Ronnie Ritner.
Sam's eyebrows are hilarious right now. They were like
Sam,
up to his hair a second ago.
Sam Black drops to 5-2. Ronnie Ritner moves up to 6-1.